This video is presented by EA Game Changers. Thank you, EA. Today I'm going to be telling you whether or not you should buy The Sims 4 Discover University. Thankfully, the Sims team flew me out to San Francisco to play with this pack early, which that's been my dream for absolutely years. My biggest dream in my life has been to go to Sims camp. I'm just a Sims freak. I've been playing The Sims since 2000. So it means a lot to me. My mum told me I was being dramatic because I said, honestly, if I got hit by a car right now, I'd be happy. And my mum was like, Jessica, you can't be saying that. But it's the truth. Let's just get into it. I'm not going to lie to you, I had really high expectations for this pack. I said it quite a couple of times in videos that I just had a really, really good feeling about the pack. I was kind of prepared to feel disappointed, but shocked to say that I wasn't actually disappointed by this pack. Definitely some issues in the pack that I'm going to mention because contrary to my Twitch donation alert, $1 does not make me holler and you can't buy my opinion. So I'm going to call a spade, right? Just a warning. But I'm also not just going to unnecessarily hate or anything like that. Everything that I say is going to be fair. Okie dokie, let's move on. First, let's talk about, in my opinion, the least important things about the pack, which is Create, Sim and Build and Buy. Not that they're bad, because they're really not, but it's the university pack, so Create, Sim, Build and Buy like the least. Get more gameplay oriented, if you will. Let's dive into Create Sim. I was speechless, and I know a lot of other Simmers were as well. This is such a good Create Sim. All of the items that we get, they're absolutely amazing. It's the best motherfucking cast content that we've ever had. In my humble opinion, I genuinely think that that is my opinion, hens. Actually, no, you know what? That's not my opinion, hens. That's cold hard fact. It's the best Create Sim. So many things for women, so many things for male. And you know what? I would fight to the death over this. The hairs are absolutely stunning. The clothes for both male and female, absolutely stunning. Males are often neglected, but we've got some beautiful pieces in this collection. Even some pastel pieces, 10 out of 10. EA are really starting to get up to the quality level of custom content, so proud of yous, hens. If I really tried, I could probably be a bit nitpicky about Create Sim, but I'm just pulling this one out my ass, to be honest. I mean, it's still a thing. There's no kids or toddler content, and oh well, Aggie boo. I'm all for fighting for kids, fighting for toddlers and everything like that, child rights and all. But I'm not that bothered about it not being included here because it's a university pack, and you can only be in university as a kid if you're like super smart or something. I think with people like Logan and Jake Paul knocking about on YouTube, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I'm okay with the fact that there's no children and toddler content. I don't think it'd suit this pack if there was loads. I did see someone on Twitter say maybe a university top would be cool for a kid to wear because it could be like, my mum goes to this college, or I'm aspiring to go to this college. That could have been cool, but not strictly necessary in my opinion, so I'm okay. On the grand scheme of things though, someone better be calling Childline because mistreating them children. We also get a new aspiration with Create Sim, but it's all about education. I hate aspirations in The Sims 4. Them and traits need a massive refresh, but I can't blame this expansion for that, to be truthful with you. No new traits either, which I just don't get why. I just not, like, let's talk about that for a second. I really don't understand why there's not new traits, because a pack like University would be a really good way to implement new traits here. Mollie, the English simmer, she's the shining star of my life. She posted a tweet saying, like, off the top of my head, these are some traits that could be implemented in the game. And I think that's a really good idea. And you could come back with me like, oh, well, you know, we decided to focus on other things more than this. But at the end of the day, traits are so intrinsic to your gameplay and they're just forgotten about. Like, I wonder, what do these devs do in their spare time? Like, how do they play The Sims? Because it must be a different way from how I'm playing it and play that one for free. Anyway, now for Build and Buy. Moving on. Again, I'm impressed with Build and Buy. I honestly am. There's the right amount of university themed things, but they also have enough swatches that you can use them in a different context. There's still got the limitations that all Sims 4 items do. So for example, you might not be able to get this colour bedding with that colour wood, but it'd be what it'd be at this point. I'm over it. I can't be bothered fighting it anymore. Obviously there's some items that you can't use in a different context. There's things like university wall hangings and stuff, but the Build and Buy mode is generally usable elsewhere. We also get university classics like ping pong tables and juice things, but plot twist, you can't get juiced in the game, which I was like, why? Be realistic. But I did actually ask this. It's not really to do with The Sims, it's more to do with the classification of the Peggy rating, and here I was putting all my blame on EA. Well, and with this as well, there is also 2 new building styles in Build and Buy mode. There's a modern style and a traditional style, and obviously this reflects the universities that came with the pack, Foxbury and Brightchester. So the traditional items from Brightchester are really cool as well. I think these are my favourite ones. The doors, the windows and everything, I love them. And the modern items as well from Foxbury, they're really nice too. They're quite different, which I'm really enjoying. They've got the same style of window, but aesthetically they're different, which I really enjoy. I love different things. Love things to be different. Again, criticising that, however, there's not the same kind of things at every single wall height, which it really frustrates me because I think, I've said it before, but go big or go home. If you're going to include 3 different wall heights, provide us with the same windows and doors for every single wall height. Otherwise, what's the point? But still, Build and Buy mode, 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10. Apologies if you can hear my dog snoring in the background. I forgot to add this in, but we also get bikes, which is amazing, and I really thought that they'd just be within the one world, but they're not. You can actually use them across the world, so enjoy this footage of Bellegarth. And I really like bikes as well because they're quite intuitive to the world around them. So if you're going down a curb, the bike will like make a movement that is going down a curb. Very well executed. Well done, Sims team. Another pat on the back for you. So now for gameplay, which is like the whole main thing about university. So you can apply for university by going through a computer. You can also apply for scholarships beforehand, and you can also get advice from a professor and stuff. Now the scholarships thing, I'll absolutely love this because from a working class society, love anything like that. And there is quite a lot of scholarships to choose from, and it looks very professional. It looks well thought out, which I am enjoying. Really liked looking at all the different scholarships. I will say it's not as wacky as The Sims 2 was, because in The Sims 2 you could get a scholarship if you were a zombie, but I'm still really liking how it goes. It's more reflective of actual realistic gameplay, which considering how well man must have mods for realistic gameplay, how well them videos do, I'm guessing that's something that people want in the game. So then you can actually apply for the courses, and both universities offer the same courses, so you can do the exact same courses at both universities. But the difference with this is one university is better for certain types of courses and then the other is better for other types of courses. So you could do the exact same university degree at Foxbury or Brichester, but it might be worth more if you get it from one of the colleges. For example, something like politics would hold a lot more weight from a university like Oxford compared to one like Teesside University. No shade to my hometown uni, but that's just how it is. Again, reflective of realistic gameplay too. And it's also hard to get into university, which shocked me. I got denied the first time I applied, and I did not see it coming. I was like, oh my good god, finally some repercussions in the game. I've never been so happy about being denied for anything. But you do actually have to work up your skills to be accepted into these kind of courses. You can still go and just do like a lesser course at different colleges and stuff, but it's really nice to actually have some repercussions, because I don't think I've ever been denied from uni before in any other game. So thank you, Sims 4. I also forgot to add this, so I'm coming back at you from the future once again. Once you enroll in a college, you can actually pick which course you're doing, as well as which electives you want to do. And I was thoroughly impressed with this. I did not see this one coming. There's so many different classes you can take, and I think you can take up to 3 electives and 1 base class, so that's still quite American. It's not like the UK where you can just pick whatever you want to do and just focus on the one thing. But the classes that you can take, the electives, there's so much there. There's so much. I was kind of overwhelmed actually by how much they had to offer, and I really like the names of them too. The names are kind of like it's just Sims wackiness for me, so I really enjoyed that. And the degrees are actually relevant to life once you graduate university as well. They're actually useful. You still get the whole career jump and everything like that. I didn't actually have time to play with the careers. I was more focused on uni, but you also get 3 new careers out of this: education, engineer. I'll add that in during editing. Hi, so the 3rd degree is actually law, and also the student debt as well, which I completely forgot to mention in this video, and I'm very sorry about it. But student debts are a thing. You can take out loans to go to college if you don't have the available funds. Again, loving that working class representation. Thank you, The Sims team. And you also do get a nice letter and whatnot, so there's that. Now, for actually going to university, you can go to 2 universities, Foxbury or Brichester, and they're all on the same map, which is really cool. This might be the best university pack that The Sims team have ever done. Don't hate me. And what's even cooler about this is it's actually a livable world, whereas with The Sims 2 and The Sims 3, when you went to university, you were separate from the whole game, taken to a different neighbourhood. You couldn't go visit your friends and family, where with this you can. It just classes itself as another world, like Newcrest or Willow Creek, so you can effectively go to university but also still live at home. I think I enjoyed this pack more because it felt more cohesive with the rest of the world, instead of just feeling sectioned off like I was playing a completely different save file. And there is new lot types too, so that you can build dorms, which is absolutely amazing, and you can make these male or female too. It's not just limited to like one place in Brichester. You can basically build an entire university town in somewhere like Newcrest, where everybody travels up to uni. So that'd be a really cool idea to make Newcrest in like university town. I can't take credit for that though. I'm just going to say right here, right now, the Sims community came up with that idea, not me. And within the world as well, there is 2 types of lots. So there's normal houses, just like residential living, and these can either be university houses, which are exclusive to the university residents only, or regular housing. So basically, Eliza could move there. Not that you'd want to, but she could. The option's there. And then there's dorms as well. So the dorms are kind of like penthouses in The Sims 4 City Living, which is such a good call by EA to make them penthouses. If they were actually apartments and not editable, I'd have had my pitchforks ready. But because they're penthouses, you can customize every single thing about them. You don't need City Living to do that either. So if you don't like the building, boom, boom, just demolish it, it's all gone. Now I will say something that I have been seeing going around on Twitter is that these dorms are kind of empty, but I think that's a given at this point. The Sims houses have always been kind of empty because they need to be playable on every single laptop, and it'd be amazing if there weren't, but I just don't think really that's a realistic thing. If you do want builds to be populated, definitely go and check out other people's save files. I just don't think that we should or could expect this from EA. And also, I think it's kind of realistic to have the dorms empty. I don't think that this was EA's viewpoint with this though. Like, let me just tell you that. That's not an excuse. Don't give credit to EA for that one. I think this can kind of work to the university's advantage, because when you do move into a dorm room, it is completely empty. And you can actually buy things from the campus store, like little flags and stuff to put up in your room. So that's cool too. If you do want to edit the rooms, you can just use the bb.enable free build cheat, and then you can just access everything. However, one problem that I do have with it, and it's kind of a small problem, but it was a problem that I didn't 100% enjoy. Ovens are classed as forbidden objects in dorms, which is a bit weird to me, and I don't really understand why, because the Sims team tried to make this less of an American experience by adding things like Brightchester and stuff like that. For me, not having ovens in a dorm is a really American experience, because in England we get our own kitchens. So it's a bit weird that that's an option that you just can't have in dorms. And it's not even just an oven, it's like an outdoor barbecue. You can't have one of them. But don't worry about your Sims starving, because people literally come around and bring food. I don't think there's any classification on the food or anything, because someone brought around lobster thermidor for me. What kind of Tory college is this? You'd think that there might be a cafeteria, but there's not a cafeteria either. A catfishing. Now moving on to the world. The world in itself is stunning. The aesthetics are class. It looks really, really, really pretty. For example, this English looking square. But you can't really access this square. You can't go in any of the shops. You can't go in any of the lots. They don't exist, basically. They are just set dressing. If I can't interact with it, I don't want to see it. But there are a lot of things you can do. There's lots of places you can go. There's also lots of events that happen. For example, you can go to Spirit Week. You can go to Debate Club. Which leads me on to my next point. The cross-pack compatibility of this pack is insane. It's really good, and what's so good about it is it doesn't operate in the same way as My First Pet stuff did, where you needed cats and dogs for My First Pet stuff. It just works in conjunction with, so you don't really need city living. It makes them packs better. With Get Together, you can have groups and clubs. You can utilize this in The Sims 4 Discover University by making your own sorority, or you can go back and play city living and include roommates, because roommates are a thing, and they were roommates. It's really good because these things stand on their own anyway, but when you incorporate other packs with them, it just makes the whole general game better. Now for the main event, University. Now, I'm just going to say, I think EA have been a little bit naughty. God knows why they included the robots lab in the trailer, because just like a timeline in The Sims 4, that robotics lab, nowhere to be seen. Kind of find her. It wouldn't be too bad if the trailer didn't make you think that there was active classes, but active classes aren't a thing. So why did they include that? Unpopular opinion, but for me, this University pack is so full of stuff that active classes don't necessarily need to be a thing, and I'm kind of glad that they got rid of them, because I did not enjoy them in The Sims 3. It was very repetitive for me. You have to actually be active and be like, take notes, wake up, listen to a professor. They're going to do that anyway. I'd rather just click an option that says work hard, and I'd rather focus on coming home and doing work or having parties and stuff. I need a bit of a break from my Sims. And there is also the Return of the Secret Society. I can't delve into these too much because I didn't explore them, but I know Mollie, the English simmer, she did, and also Jovan, the Sims community, he covered them as well. So go check theirs out. I'll leave their links in the description. From here, I'm kind of going to list my bad points about the pack. A lot of them are quite nitpicky, but I feel like I need to talk about them anyway. Graduation. Again, EA with the gameplay trailer. It makes it look like graduation is an event. It's not. I mean, they will probably get a mod for it, and that's amazing, but it made it look like it was an event where really it just works in the same way that The Sims 3 did when you graduate from high school. You go into a building, you come out, you toss your cat. Don't know why EA think they can get away with catfishing, but not past these eyes. And it's the same with the cafeteria as well. There's no cafeteria. You could essentially make one, but it's not included. So one of my biggest criticisms about this pack is the UI, and I was gonna cancel this bit because I was like, is it too nitpicky? But I decided to keep this bit in because the UI is something that we're going to be interacting with on a daily basis. To complete this pack, you need to interact with this UI. The way that classes are laid out, I am a water sign and I am a Cancer baby, so I am a little bit emotional, a bit high strung, but it genuinely makes me want to cry. It's not aesthetically pleasing at all. Yeah, that earned a clap. For example, with The Sims 3 Uni, when you had your timetable, it was kind of similar to The Sims 4 Seasons calendar, so you could basically see in a week what you had on what day, and it was very cohesive. It all worked together. You could clearly see what was where when you needed to be there. You don't have that with this. It's just kind of like a thing on the side. Makes no sense. It's very hard to see which class is on which day. I don't know, it just doesn't look very good. There's also not a progress bar, so you can't see how well you're doing. You can go and check how well you're doing by ringing up one of your professors. That takes you away from the game for me, where I like to just be able to click on the UI and see how well I'm doing. But to ring a professor, you have to actually stop what you're doing. Go make the effort to ring a professor, have the phone call. You know what I mean? Where it's just much simpler to be able to see. Also, the classes aren't included in The Sims 4 Seasons calendar, which big fat mistake. I'm telling you right now, that's one of of the best additions in The Sims 4, that calendar, and why would you not utilize it? Why would you not put the classes on there? Yeah, it can look kind of bulky, but you know what looks bulkier? All them classes on the side that you can't see. I don't know, just the way the classes are presented through the UI, it just doesn't seem to be utilized properly to me. I think it could have been done much better. Much better. That's basically the pack. I haven't delved too much into everything because I still wanted you to discover a lot of it for yourself. For example, gameplay. There's a lot of cool gameplay and I'm very, very happy about this pack. I do genuinely think it's the best university pack that The Sims have done. If you're in this kind of thing, you should definitely buy the pack. The benefits of this pack drastically outweigh the bad comments. My happiness over the addition of roommates and how well that works is not necessarily equal to my sadness about not being able to use an oven. You know what I mean? I have a 90% good rating, 10% bad rating, which it's not bad really, is it? We had 8 hours of capture time. With EA Play, I think we had like 5 or 6. And by the end of Island Living, I was like, I finished hours in advance. What else can I possibly do? Where with this one, there's still so much I haven't got into. There's so much I haven't played. There's still so much to explore. And they're both expansion packs, but this one is so much more full. There's so much more to it. Even outside of the whole university thing, you still get so much from this pack that it's only a positive thing. It really adds something new and refreshing to the game, and I'm really excited to play it. The problems that I see in this pack mainly are all inherently problems with The Sims 4, so just be what it be, doesn't it? I do get questions about it, but I'm just going to answer it here. I'm not going to be doing an LP of this on YouTube. I'm going to be live streaming it on Twitch, so go follow me on there if you want. Twitch.tv/Plumbella. But I do have some university videos coming to you on a screen near you soon. So, well, you're watching them now anyway. Next one will be in a couple of hours. That's everything I have for you today, this bloody long video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one in a couple of hours. Bye, guys. I'm very excited about this pack. Like, this is 10 out of 10.